exercises. We have a model for this one: chest, shoulders, and triceps. Exercise 1, push-ups. John will demonstrate a conventional push-up. Goal is to keep your bum up so it's higher than the rest of your torso. As he moves up and down, he is controlling the movement and going down at the same speed, if not slower, than he is coming up. Now, to make this movement slightly easier, he can bring his knees down to the ground while keeping the exact same form. The placement of your hands is determined by how it feels for you and your shoulders, as long as you are keeping them near the top portion of your torso. Perfect. To increase the severity, John has 2 options. He can elevate his feet. John, let's go ahead and do that. Exact same form here. His chest is the first thing to touch the ground. His bum is still elevated up. He is keeping control over the descend and the movement at all times. His second option is, John, go ahead and jump on down. His second option is the band. He will wrap this band around his back, holding onto it with the inside of his palms, and he'll go down into a conventional push-up. Perfect. Exact same form. You always want to have this bum up higher, have your arms where it's comfortable for your shoulders, and do not allow your descent to speed up just because the band is added resistance. Exercise 2. John, we are going to move on to chest flies. Can you please wrap the band around your back as we just did demonstrate on the push-up? Perfect. And he's bringing his arms forward. If you could give us your side view. Notice that John is not allowing his arms to go too far back behind him and bringing them together almost as if he were trying to clap his hands. If you can keep your arms straight in this movement safely and comfortably, go ahead, but I suggest a slight bend in your elbows as you bring your hands together. Elevated chest, keeping a nice tall torso. John, please show us what you should avoid when it comes to your chest and your back. Caving in, you do not want to be doing this. Please bring your chest up towards the sky as if you were trying to show it off, and your shoulders back behind you. Perfect. Now, to decrease the resistance on this exercise, you would have to grab a different band. Exercise 3, triceps. All right, John is going to lay the band out in front of him. We're going to do tricep kickbacks. He's going to step about halfway, bringing the band, grabbing it tightly on the side, allowing the band to have tension even from the very beginning. Now he's going to kick his arm back, straightening his arm as much as possible. If you need less tension on the band, you will step further out on the band. If you need to elevate the tension, you would do the opposite. You're bringing the band up as if you were rowing it and then just straightening the arm and repeating. He still has a big chest, a straight back, and he's focusing on keeping the arm nice and steady. The resistance on the band is not determining how fast he moves his arm. Please repeat as many reps as you did in one arm on the second arm. John, would you show us the other arm, please? Perfect. If you are not being able to straighten your arm fully, reduce the tension on the band so you are able to get a full extension. If there is too much laxity on the band, you will notice at the very bottom it goes limp. You definitely need to increase the tension at that point. Perfect. Thank you so much. Exercise 4, we got shoulders for you. We are going to hit a front and a side shoulder by stepping on the band right in the middle as thus, grabbing it from each side. John is going to bring his arms up directly in front of him and then out to his side. Perfect. And then back inside and back down. He will repeat this. 1 rep is all of this movement. So up, side, back in, and down is 1 rep. John is keeping a nice big chest, flat back, shoulders back, and gazing forward at all times. Try to have a nice steady stance by allowing your feet to be approximately shoulder width apart, knees never locking out, keeping a nice slight bend in your elbows is fabulous. John, will you show us the side angle? Notice the big puffed up chest here, as if you were trying to have somebody looking down on his chest from here. You see his back is nice and flat. He is not caving forward, but nice and flat. His shoulders are down behind him. He's steady on his feet, and he is turning red because it is difficult. Perfect. Thank you, John.